Okay, the second half, our team has bested
Me
the
and Gil are
Pirates at
just.
Jahaka
Oh, me and
Anchorage.
yeah, and Gil just spotting.
Yep.
We don't watch.
I'm playing a tune. I'm too distracted. How good's my tune today? My tune's great.
That's all you care about, really, isn't it?
Yep.
And you can see that as you are playing, a little
Keeping
bit
it festive.
of...
Going, this is a
oops.
nice place to have a party. Look at all the colours.
And as you are playing, you can hear the sounds of the forest around you, various creatures screaming into the night, hunting, getting hunted, or just looking for mates or a place to make rest. And on the side of the ship, a bunch of curious little figures, now that you stop and turn around, have in fact been attracted by your playing, it would seem. Have you guys experienced the Chewinga yet in this campaign?
Are those the guys who
Yeah.
stuck on each other?
The
Yeah.
little forest
Mhm.
spirits with the inkblot masks?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Have
those.
Chewing-
Chewinga here too?
Yep.
Chewinga are everywhere.
No.
Yeah,
There's
I like
trees
them.
nearby, isn't there?
so I believe you experienced ice Chewinga from colder climates. These are the forest Chewinga, like little Rorschach masks and black bodies. What did you ask there, Suni?
And like, there's trees nearby. They're nearby.
These ones, sorry, what I was going to get at though, are not exactly the same as the ones you've seen. These ones you can see they're jumping around, playing balancing games on the side railing of the ship, and they look to almost have a feathery body, as if they, basically as if like a creature's feather had sprouted arms and legs, and you can see a face in there somewhere, little eyes open as the individual tines of the feather or blades, whatever they're called, kind of open. And they're dancing in the wake of your song, and for such a grand performance, they will be blessing you with a charm.
Oh. We love them. Chewingas are cute.
Everyone likes a good party song.
So these being Chewingas of the sky, as they fly off, kind of spinning around your head in a final culmination of their dance, a single, smaller little non-sentient feather falls into your hand, and as you kind of hold it out and it touches, you feel a little bit of warmth on your skin. You gain the charm of feather falling. So, for the next 10 days, you may activate feather fall as an action, and then it will fade.
Excellent.
I'll
Once or many times?
post it in chat.
I think once.
It says here, hold on. This charm grants you the benefit of a ring of feather falling. These benefits last
A
for
ring?
10 days. So it looks like you have it for 10 days. It doesn't say. It just
And it's
appears
probably got
after-
charges.
No, it just says 10 days and then it goes.
Well, ring of feather falling is as many times as you fall. So
No, cool. I could jump off everything. This is going to be so fun.
You're just gonna jump off mountains and.
Well, you gotta climb up first.
True.
true,
Yeah,
I
I'm
might be
with
able
that.
to travel a ways if there's a good wind. Might be able to blow halfway across the.
Where's
island.
that fan? Where's
Yeah,
that fan?
You do have the wind
How
fan.
high can I go?
Yeah, we do have the wind fan. Ride the wave.
I can
Well,
point it towards myself. Let's go.
As nothing assails the ship, thankfully. As for the actual perception checks, Drace and Cinder, you would notice that, I mean, there's a lot of life in the jungle around you. Nothing you notice that would impose any danger to the group. You do notice there is a group of Sioux monsters nearby that watch the ship intently for a fair couple of hours, but they don't make any move. Here is a handout of what these lovely creatures look like.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they're getting a
those-
fireball.
When don't. Oh, don't see them. You do
Oh,
whatever you want.
Alright?
creepy.
In the
Yeah,
rain,
it's
at
off to
least you can
everything.
hear this trail of sizzling as you fire bolt. Oh, give me a roll. Let's see how accurate you are.
Oh yeah, watch me crit this sucker right out of the game. Nope.
A 9. So it does send them scattering because it lands nearby them at the very least. They decide it's definitely not worth it. And as the new day dawns, everyone's a little bit wet. Definitely once heading above board. The rain has dispersed, but it's still quite an overcast sky. And you move further up Tazgahakla. Pretty much going to be a full day of traveling through the gorge. Looking around, you get to about here, around there, when you see something truly remarkable. Now you've seen these layers of coral, and while you've been traveling, it's been beautiful. Just like yellows, purples, oranges, even pinks and blues, and from in between them, you've noticed various skeletons. The largest you've seen from these plesiosaurs, these kind of large, finned, long-necked predators of the sea. But as you come to about this point, and you get to about midday, you come across the largest skeleton that you have seen yet, and it looks to be an entire dragon turtle.
Whoa.
And yeah, it is huge. You're looking up the wall. It's like you're seeing a cross section of it, and as you look to the other side, you don't see. I mean, there's definitely been some structure lost in the in between, but you can see remnants of the other half of it on the other half of the cliff face.
What, something tore it in half?
No, like this was sealed when it was underwater and kind of rising up from the ground. The earth is split open. All the water's worn away. This gorge.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the dragon turtle body. Okay. Well, this doesn't change anything. It's interesting.
It's cool
but-
though.
So many skeletons,
Well-
so something has caused this mass graveyard.
I don't know. It looks like it was all underwater at one point. My biggest concern is a necromancer of some sort would have a field day here.
I mean,
Precisely.
Oh.
dragon turtles, do they like die if they're outside of water? I'm assuming they would be fine, so this is pretty
What's
concerning.
that?
Dragon turtles.
What's the
Would they
question?
would they die if they were outside of water like the other
No.
animals?
But they
So
don't tend to stray far from water because they're not very agile on land.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming something killed it, which is
Not necessarily. If it was a big, huge tidal wave or something like that and just blew everything inland, that might kill it.
The Idaho voltage.
Maybe something happened here quickly. Maybe the level of the water was much higher, or whatever happened quickly.
maybe.
It is curious, though, that we have seen necromancers. We know that they are here. but
This
they
would be
have
the
not-
spot form.
We have not seen. I mean, there are no dragon turtle skeletons meandering about. There are so many skeletons for them to use. Why
Might
haven't they touched this
out of.
place?
It might have been out of their reach, so to speak, as far as power goes.
They have a floating fortress.
Pretty sure they
Just
don't
saying.
really control it.
I'm
They just
fairly
float
certain they do.
Do they? I thought we stab. Well,
We saw them take to the sky and float away. I assume that they have control over this floating.
but we also established that the heart never leaves the. We thought they didn't have control over it because the heart of Uptau never leaves the Albany Basin.
Perhaps
Albany,
but that
Albany.
does not mean that they do not have control over where they go within the basin.
Fair.
Well,
All right. So another It's going to be another day of travel, just with these immense walls of rock moving up on either side, dense trees just pushing over the edge. And at one point, as you're about to leave, you do see, or more hear, a bit of a commotion happening at the top of the cliff. Looking up, it seems to be a large creature, something along the lines of a triceratops. Maybe a large herbivore of some kind is getting pushed up or attacked by some carnivores. And as there is fighting near the edge, you can see a bit of the rock cliff face detaches itself and starts to crack and tumble down, and that starts to land in the water in front of the boat, but you begin to sail kind of under where this is taking place. Unfortunately, at that time, I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from everyone on board to try and dodge any falling rocks here.
Is it going to destroy the boat?
Saving throw.
Probably not.
I mean, it will. Any rocks that you guys dodge will hit the boat.
Oh, the boat's going to disappear real quick if that's the case.
Can I catch all the rocks?
So, let me just double check. They obviously don't give us any stats.
Oh, no.
So, being a ship, I imagine it would have at least some form of, what's the word?
Hit points?
Damage threshold.
It won't be much.
Won't be much, but it might be enough to save it from some of the more trivial damage. Okay, so let's see here. 13, you guys all roll really high, so it looks like everyone is going to be avoiding this. So, that's 2d8. 13, okay. That will be enough to start putting some dings and dents into the boat. It does take a bit of damage, not enough to cause structural concern. Okay, Fury, you're going to take 13. 13 bludgeoning.
I'll
Cinder, sorry.
I'll immediately start mending it because I don't want us to drown.
It was
Don't
a
like
high.
it.
I don't know if you
high
can
roll.
mend it. It's a magic item.
Yeah. This spell can physically
Oh.
repair a magic item or construct. It says it can.
Oh, it can. It can fix a magic item. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean,
they can't
it's a
fix
magic
it.
item, but it's not like I'm not repairing the magic. It's just a normal boat that folds, right? It should be fine.
Yeah. It's closest to a rowboat.
Physically repair magic item.
Well, that brings you as you kind of see the creature dart backwards into the bushes out of sight. You quickly lose track of the fight that's happening at the top and sail on, kind of falls away. You get to the fork in the river. You know, well, according to your maps, generally one should lead back to the Aldani Basin, but the other one is what holds your attention. And as you can just faintly start to make out signs of Umbala in the distance as the fogs and clouds part, you turn to the left. Now, you guys have been staying on the ship this whole time. Is that it?
So
Oh,
far.
I don't think we've needed to get off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you want to be doing in particular, or looking out for, you can obviously let me know.
Learning how to
Can I
drive
get a
this
short
U-boat.
rest and do some more healing while I'm waiting?
It'll be another full day of travel before you.
Oh,
Before
okay.
you get to the place that has been marked on the map. It's not really visible from here, but if your notes are correct, then a little bit into the jungle there should be wreckage in the canopy somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I might be sending my homunculus like every once in a while just to look, like go up and then come down and tell me if he saw anything.
Alright, well, what's the plan? Are you pulling the ship up here and everyone getting off, or only some of you?
Try to convince the party to go to this boat. Guys, it's a boat on land. There might be something valuable on it.
okay.
Okay. That was it. So yeah, I think we pull into the
Sounds
land.
interesting.
I'll send the seagull out as a scout.
Okay. What are you doing with the ship? Are you just tying it to a nearby tree or something like that?
I got a question. How far is the ziggurat actually from us right now?
Another day's travel. Yeah.
Hmm. If the bird goes up really high, can it see it?
It's like 30 miles away. I'm not too clued up on vision distance, but with the condensation and humidity in the jungle, most likely not at this range.
Okay, just checking.
Okay. So, heading deeper into the jungle, hoping to find out the reasoning behind why there's a ship up in the canopy. With your creatures that are able to fly above the treetops, it makes it much easier to start to locate bits of wreckage. After about half an hour to an hour into the jungle, the homunculus and the seagull would alert you to signs of wreckage. And as you kind of look up, you do see these large structures begin to kind of block out all light completely after a bit of searching up ahead. And it's
Excellent.
the page open here. So it looks like a wooden vessel has been caught high in the tree branches above you, broken up into 3 large chunks. It does resemble a ship, but there are differences that mark it as clearly not a seagoing vessel. The stern is the lowest piece, hanging precariously by its rigging, about 50 feet above the ground. The middle section appears to be about 15 feet higher than that, and the bow section is firmly wedged into a nest of branches another 10 feet above that. So that would make it a total of 75 feet at the highest point.
Is it got a name on the boat?
It does. It does indeed. You can see on one section written, the Star Goddess.
Ooh, that looks
Ooh.
promising.
How long would it take to climb up there? Can we go have a look?
How long would it take to mend it now?
Yeah, it'd be a long time.
Yeah.
Well, we have seen your boat. Now what?
Now
Are
we
you
explore.
satisfied?
We gotta
We should
go
get on
have a
board
look
it.
inside
Yeah, what are you talking about?
so I can jump off.
Never satisfied, Grace. Never satisfied.
I've always wanted to jump off a flying boat.
All right, you can just jump.
Oh, it actually has a boat map. Nice.
Oh, we can see people. I don't know if we're supposed to see people.
Oh, there are people on the ship.
Even worse. I'm
I don't know
sure
what
they
you're talking
fire
about.
down at intruders.
You do see the bottom, underneath the ship, there is what looks to be a bit of nastiness that has taken place there. Bloodstains in the foliage and kind of thrashing around. Looks like there was definitely possibly some of the people from the ship that came down and met some of the forest denizens. You're not really sure. As you look up, you can see an arm kind of hanging over the edge of one of the ship jagged edges.
Oh, okay, there are people on board the ship.
How fresh do they
I would
look?
hope so.
Yeah, did it look like something just happened? Is it like blood still dripping from this hand, or?
It looks fairly old at this point. I mean, you saw this wreckage when you were in Mbala, which was weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, probably
Okay,
like
cool.
more than a month, because we did like a trip and trip back with the boat. And
What's the lowest point you said of the
Like,
boat is?
50 feet.
50 feet. Is that possible to hit with a grappling hook and a rope?
Just, yeah. 50-foot rope.
Okay, that's
Yes.
what's going to be attempting, is the grappling hook and the rope.
yeah, I want to see you attempt it.
Okay. So give us an athletics check. That's you're trying to get that thing as high as it possibly could go.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and toss. Can I just catapult it up there? Never mind. Athletics is not my strong suit.
I mean, someone could probably help you out if you'd like.
Oh, natural
Oh,
20 though.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's going to fall short, and it just kind of catches on the lip of the lowest section.
Well,
I'm impressed.
yeah.
I was gonna offer my homunculus help, but I wanted to see you try first. Well, seems like you don't need
See
it.
me fail first.
Yeah, kind of. You wanted some
Yeah, I
entertainment.
catch up that rope. Triumph.
Okay, so that brings you up to the first section. Let's get the party token down just to signify you guys are on this one. You can see bodies strewn around at this point. They do not look like they are moving.
Yeah, I prod one with a
Go
stick.
poke one.
Yeah, poke it.
There is no sign.
Oh.
It's not responding. Now,
Excellent.
you do hear sounds from the... Yes, Nikita?
Can I use my which one is it? My divine senses. Can I maybe use that to?
Sure.
Oh, how do I activate this?
You just say you activate
It's just
it.
an action.
Divine sense. There.
Oh, did you say that we
Um,
can have like regular weapons?
then I
Oh,
can-
never mind.
Like maybe attack the presence or something on it.
So there's no presence on this. This creature is most likely pretty dead. You do start to pick up the presence of undead below you.
Of
Oh.
undead below.
Correct. And you kind of lean back over the side of the ship to look down, and rustling, moving out of the bushes, you see kind of ghouls congregating, blood-splattered fronts, staring up hungrily at the ship. They begin to congregate underneath, kind of at the ground level where you guys just left.
Well, they're gonna uncongregate from firebolt.
Well, we can just throw them a literal bone. There's bodies.
Yeah. Get out of here, you freaking dog. Zap, zap, zap.
Are you firebolting them?
Yeah. Get out of here.
They don't.
scat.
They didn't. Wait. They didn't see us yet, right?
They're looking up at the ship. I mean, they're probably not aware you are there, but they've probably killed people in this area, and they're hungry.
And they smell food.
They're hungry.
Yes.
Fresh food that just walked into their territory.
Yep. But this food fights back.
Grace, don't say you're not excited. Come on. This is exciting.
I see unlimited burning potential. Burn. I burn all of them.
Oh my
So as
gosh.
you begin to shoot off firebolts into the zombies, they just kind of sit there, beginning to smolder, kind of smell cooking flesh. You eventually start to hear the sounds of different creatures getting, well, something is at least getting attracted to that. You hear sounds around the...
Zombie world.
Is this the right sound?
We might die by something, but it won't be zombies.
Oh, raptors.
There we go.
I hear something spooky.
Yeah. You see movements around the edges of the clearing, larger beasts that seem to be circling, not showing themselves, watching the situation.
Yeah, stay back.
You see one dart in to attack one of the bodies that has dropped of the zombies. Let's see if I can get a handout for that.
What's this?
A new target for a firebolt, I assume.
Yeah, it
Everything
looks
is
like
target
it.
for a firebolt.
What do you do? These things think they're... Oh, okay. Take care of this. I see how it is.
Here we are. Allosaurus, a
Oh.
large beast.
Can you not attack it, please? Cinder. I'm asking nicely.
We've seen something like this before. Feel free
Hmm.
to go investigate its jaws.
Yeah, it's
I'll be
Yeah.
in-
Well, we're gonna have to get down at some point.
yeah,
Let's
it's
look
probably
around the boat first.
yeah. Good idea.
Okay.
I like Sunni's idea better.
We got to find where they kept all their ale.
I mean, you
Well,
have
never
seen
mind.
scattered around on the ground. There's like wreckage and debris, like lots of stuff has fallen. There's definitely remnants
Yeah,
of crates and
yeah.
barrels. Yep.
They're not intact.
Is there anything still aboard the ship?
As you kind of look around here, you do hear a dull coughing coming from the northern section.
Hmm.
Something or someone is still alive there.
Check that out.
It's probably a cannibal, though.
Well, it depends. It might be one of the people from the ship, from the crew.
You see what looks to be a dark-skinned human male. He's got his back up against a couple of crates and barrels that looks like have been kind of dragged and opened. And from the looks of it, he's suffering from multiple levels of exhaustion and at this point dehydration. He looks in a horrible state.
Oh yeah. This guy might be worth saving. Give out
Alright.
some food and water.
Yeah, I'll give him water from
Like
my.
that.
I'll give him beer from my from my jug of alchemy jug. Just so
I'll
Did
sing
you
him
make any
a
of that acid, by the way? I forget. You just reminded me of that. Did you ever make that acid?
I need to get vials first, so like empty vials.
So we
Next
have
time
nothing
we're-
to
Fuck.
catapult, do we?
Nope.
Okay.
If I cast lay on hands on him, will it help with the exhaustion?
It won't help with the exhaustion, but it will heal his physical wounds, and it will help him regain some of his senses and consciousness.
Okay, I'll give him 5 for now.
Okay.
I'll give him 5 points of lay on hands.
So as you concentrate, this kind of glow surrounds your body. There's radiant energy that pulses down into your hands, and the glow begins to suffuse around him. You see the jagged breathing start to calm down. You can see the pallor skin start to regain a flush of life as eyes kind of flick open. You see he's emerald green looking up at the group as he splutters to consciousness. Looking up, just kind of squinting up at everybody, not really sure what's going on here. Probably hasn't spoken to anyone in a fair couple of days at this point.
I say in common, you have been in an accident.
Nods, kind of taking everything in.
What is your name?
He kind of thinks for a moment, but he replies in a raspy voice, Felks. I'll put that in chat for you. It's a weird name.
What is your favorite color?
Well, my name is Cinder. Me and my compatriots here have found you in a ship, lodged up in a tree. Can you explain how that happened?
The star goddess, he looks around, kind of coughing, still very weak, but kind of able to at least just like push himself up a little bit into a proper sitting position. We're attacked. A red dragon tore side of the ship off, and we spiraled. I can't remember after that.
How did you end up in a tree?
Well, after the dragon ripped out one of the side crystals, it slammed down into the canopy, and well, I was thrown into unconsciousness for a while. I came to. Most of the people were dead on the fall, but a couple wanted to make a break for it. I told them not to. I heard the screams as the ghouls got to them.
How long have you been here?
He looks... You can see the empty crates around him. Long enough to finish all the supplies. I didn't have much longer left. I think weeks at this point. There's not a chance of going down there with those creatures.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of things down there. I've been burning them for a little while now. Hopefully I've gotten rid of the, what you call them, ghouls.
Yeah, so that's what I was just gonna point out as well. Keep in mind, these are not regular zombies. These are ghouls. They seem more together, and faster, more competent in general.
But they're
Okay,
all
so
gone
let's-
now, right?
So let's first bring up the rope so they don't climb up there.
Yeah.
No, they are not all. They're
Good
not all
idea.
gone. There was still a couple scattered around the edges. As you took down one or two that attracted the dinosaurs, and they grabbed one. Do you kind of spend as much time as necessary until they're all dead?
Until I don't see no more. I mean, we're gonna have to go back down there. It's better to shoot them from up here than it is to go down there and try and
I guess
hand to hand them.
I'll come and be interested. Like, first of all, I'll send my my homunculus to check if there's any survivors in the other parts while I talk to this guy, and I will kind of ask him. So this ship used to be flying.
He nods. Yeah, that's right. Built in Halrua, and we had cargo bound for Port Nyanzaru before that beast attacked us.
Oh shit!
And how does it work? Like, how is she flying? And you see me like take out a notepad and start writing stuff down.
Oh, jeez.
Was
Does
it a
it fly with
balloon
the
ship?
power of song?
I see a lot of fabric around the ship.
There was a balloon to provide the central lift, and crystals created airflow around them to allow us to turn,
Wow.
and small amounts of acceleration. I don't know really how it worked on what level. It wasn't really my area of expertise. Sorry.
How real you say, huh?
He nods.
I can see. We're not in the air anymore.
I'll start drawing like what I think this used to look like. It's
So
interesting.
if they're from Halrua, there might actually be. What were you guys trading? Do you know?
Be back.
That was above my pay grade, I'm afraid. I was just helping pilot the craft, keeping it
Well,
running. Yeah.
Which section of the ship would the hold be? Is it
He'd point
if they
to
were to store something?
the far side that's highest up in the air.
Well, maybe we should recover whatever. I mean, the ship is gone, obviously. Maybe we should recover whatever valuable cargo you might have been transporting, and then get you back to civilization. How's that sound as a plan?
I mean, if you have a way to get us back, I don't know if there's anyone else left besides me.
Hey, you're welcome to
can
tag
have
along
hope.
until we get back to civilization. We're definitely going to hit civilization again at some point. We're heading towards a zigurat right now. That's local to the island that we're on, or that you crashed onto.
I mean, he'd probably need a couple of days to recover from the exhaustion, because he's going to be kind of half speed and hobbled at the current moment.
Well, as it stands right now, we can give you some more fresh supplies so that you can survive here until we're done, which would be in a day or two, I imagine. And then we could pick you up on the way out. What does that sound like for a plan?
Leave him there again, alone.
And we'll
Well, I mean, it's different when you have hope
he nods, looks around,
and a
obviously
plan.
slightly unhappy at the prospect of still staying in the
Oh,
ship,
yeah.
but he
But at least
realizes.
there's a way out now.
Well, he nods. He accepts any supplies you would give to him,
Mhm.
and he lost his weapon in the crash. If you could give him a spare blade to defend myself, because he's been using like a splinter of wood with like a rusty nail in the end.
Like, you can have this dagger I have. It's good for eating and
Hey,
stabbing
it has
and
an
throwing at
extra sword.
people.
I think I have a long sword. Would you be able to use this?
He nods. Yeah.
You just look
Okay,
at the dagger and go, no,
I'll
never
loan
wants
him
to
my.
do that.
I'll loan him my long sword for now.
He bows his head. Thank you.
My old one.
Yes. I will see this return to you, I promise. And he looks around slightly more at ease than he was.
The dragon that you mentioned, the red dragon, did it happen to make off with your cargo? Do you know? Or were you just consumed in flames?
It's like a crash landed.
He tore through the inflatable balloon so fast we started losing altitude quickly, and then he hit us from the side. I saw a lot of the people and a lot of the cargo get flung into the jungle. It's very possible he could have got something. The greedy bastard.
Something to keep in mind. And maybe there is, maybe there isn't any cargo with the dragon about. Really difficult to say.
Yeah.
It was definitely something that was meant for the merchant princes, but I wasn't really kept up to date with that.
It's nothing you're responsible for. No worries. I'm gonna go check out these other sections of the boat, though.
Yeah, does my homunculus come back about it? Is there anyone alive there? In the other section?
There is no one, unfortunately, alive.
Well. Guess we'll
Okay.
just check out.
I also searched the bodies of this person here that we found.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move on to the other sections of the ship. Because I can fly.
There's a short sword and a long bow, a couple of scimitars been lying on the bodies. It looks like these people were traveling light because they were at work on the deck of the ship. Most likely they had some kind of quarters where they would have kept their more personal belongings, but as it stands, most of the underside of the ship has been disintegrated.
Oh, so there's no floor beneath this one.
Correct.
Oh. Well, we were directed to
makes
check out
searching easier.
this chunk here, and it looks like there's might be some of the hold left in that one. I'll check out that last.
Sure.
check out
So
the boat.
you do kind of look down. What was, you can see through a hole in the floor, probably comes some kind of storage area, but mostly now you just look down to the floor of the forest. You do see a fine length of it looks like a silk rope is still tied there. You could probably grab that if you had like mage hand or some kind of long pole to poke out.
I can fly up
Oh,
to
you
it.
can fly, so you can go around from beneath if you want.
Silk rope?
Yeah, 60-foot length of silk rope.
Oh, so somebody climbed down? Does it look like somebody tied it up to be able to climb down? Is that what it was?
No, it was actually still pinned on a hook on the wall, still coiled. It wasn't used.
Oh, okay. 2 feet of silk rope. That's it. There's nothing else, huh?
I'm afraid not.
Okay.
Sure.
Possibly
I'll keep looking for something.
You could spend some time searching around the forest floor, or maybe take it up with the red dragon as well, as Drace theorized.
I think
The
really
edge
Uh,
is a cool place to bungee jump from.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do the detect magic and give the whole place a good quick once over, but that's about it.
Okay. The rope is magical.
Oh,
rope of climbing, maybe?
do we have an hour?
That's the only rope I know. I have identified still
Yeah, I can identify it.
ready.
No problem.
As the smell of cooking flesh is rising high in the air as well, you see some of the Allosauruses dart in to nip at some of the bodies once more, and then suddenly one of the Allosauruses gets sent flying into the clearing as a larger, more intimidating beast steps up, and you see the Allosaurus cry out, and with one swift snap its head is broken as the T-Rex moves around, little eyes staring in every direction. You can see the other creatures here scatter. It kind of looks up at this strange foreign sight. It doesn't understand in the treetops above it. You just hear this like scenting, smelling for further prey. It starts to devour the smoldering zombie corpses around you guys. Where's my music?
Sounds good to
Here we
me.
are. As everyone kind of freezes momentarily where they are.
Yeah.
I'll try to hide. I don't wanna get spotted.
Here you go. But yeah, a terrifying creature. You see this thing. Where is it? Let's get a token on the map. As it's rooting around down there. I mean, with its height, it might even be able to reach towards the bottom level of the ship.
What? Aren't we like 50 feet up at the lowest point?
He's a big dinosaur.
He is huge. So
How
with the
huge
leap, he
is he?
might.
Yeah.
And he starts to bite and rip at some of the creatures there, just
Oh.
splitting them and pulping them. So, are you guys just waiting for the creature to leave? Is there anything you're doing in the meantime?
Yeah, I don't want to fight that. Or if we do, just shoot it from up here, because I ain't...
Don't, please.
I'm not. No.
Cinder, I'll kill
I'm
you.
saying,
Please don't.
if it starts attacking the tree we're in or something like that, yeah, I'm firing. I
Yeah,
don't know what
Yes,
you're talking
that's
about.
fine. That's
Um,
not
so-
I
provoking.
don't know what you're talking about.
How Cinder, do you have fly? How are you flying?
I can fly, yeah.
Oh,
How?
but like, yeah, that's
Well,
what
the
I'm.
fly spell.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
can't give us the. No,
I cast the spell.
I don't know if you
fly,
got boots or something
He
that like.
sprouted wings and took
Yeah.
off like a bird,
take off.
So
like
yeah,
a
so
firebird.
I look like a fiery version of an angel.
I was wondering if you could help us with that as well, but it seems like.
Not really.
Sorry. So, I guess I'll just stay as far as I can from the T-Rex. We don't
No,
like
hide.
Staying out of the way. It takes 10-20 minutes. The creature kind of clears, snuffles around the floor, and begins to eventually just screams once more into the air, and does kind of move out of sight. It still sounds like it's fairly nearby. You can hear the stomping and smashing, but it is not in the clearing below you anymore.
We're gonna have to kill that thing at some point, right?
Not now.
Not
Why?
now, but that thing is gonna
Not
end
ever.
up coming. Well, I'm just saying, there's a good chance at some point we're gonna look over our shoulder, and where that T-Rex will be.
Yeah,
mean,
that's the point
I
where we
just got
start
a
running.
feeling.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. Not everything you
I'm
see
just-
must be killed. You know.
Well, I'm
There-
just saying,
Not
killing
everything
it from the
can
trees
be
might have been a good opportunity to get rid of it altogether.
There's a lot of
That's what I'm saying.
probably
Too
more than
long.
one.
Maybe.
Are you assuming
Maybe.
that it's the same T-Rex like everywhere?
I bet you it is. No? You think there's a bunch of them running around the jungle?
Yes.
Big ass-
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No.
That's the assumption.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but that's my assumption.
I mean, they
It looked like a
definitely
legendary beast to me.
they
Good
definitely are recuperating their numbers. Yeah, there's males and females.
Oh. Holy crap. Okay. So that's not an option.
I mean, we can kill it at some point if you want, like if we get strong enough, but like it's not gonna help us very much.
Nope. Okay, well, we find out what that rope did. Spend an hour. Hi-yamba, hi-yamba. What
Huh.
does the rope do?
That was
I rather
beautiful,
not
that was
spend an
beautiful.
hour. Do you have a
What?
you have identify? I rather not spend an hour here
is-
if possible.
It
I
is
have identify, but it's a ritual spell.
10
Yeah,
minutes.
that's 10
He
minutes.
doesn't want to cast it
Fine.
as a regular spell because cheap and don't want to spend spell slot.
No, hell no.
So if you
Well,
don't want to
that remains
spend it, that's
mystery.
fine. So let's keep it a mystery and get out of here.
So
It always
above
takes an
climbing.
hour.
Yeah, I don't think we want to spend an hour here, or that's the point.
Yeah, it's there
Okay.
was a T-Rex around here. There's smoldering bodies that attract more
Okay.
dinosaurs. Let's just get out of here.
Well, take off.
Yeah, and the rope is a
We left
mystery.
How much food more did we leave this guy? Did we all
Oh, I
leave him a
thought you
day
did the
or
rope.
what?
I just posted it in Roll20. I can't undo that. So you now know what the rope
Mm.
does.
So I'll just spend a spell slot. I don't mind. So
Doesn't cast
here we
any
go.
faster. I think it takes an hour, doesn't it, to cast?
No, it takes an
No,
action.
an action to cast.
Oh, an action to cast.
Yeah.
That was one of those slow casts.
Oh, 1 minute. Sorry.
That's 1 minute, yeah.
Oh, yes.
1 minute,
Well,
an hour. A little bit different.
I'm
Yes.
used to people never actually casting it. Okay, so it is
Actually, it wasn't.
a rope of climbing. You can
Well,
make it go to where you tell it to, and it will knot itself around there.
Nice. Grapple without a hook.
That's cool.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Would have loved this as a
Think we-
kid.
I think we bolt back to the river.
Back
You don't
to
like that?
the
Yep.
ship. So,
Jump down to the river.
I'll just give the guy 5 more points of healing just for in case before we go. Just a note.
Can I carry the rope?
you can take the rope. He's extremely grateful for your healing. Yeah, he calls out Harua's blessing onto you, and he hopes to see you all again soon. He really does.
He's
be
in a lot
fine.
of trouble if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, kind of something.
yes? Anything?
I just remembered. Should we do something with the sending stone? Do you want to? Do anyone like? Are you guys okay with me just sending a message to the person that's the
Who
second
is,
stone?
yeah. Who do you think the person is, first of all?
I think it's
News-
the lady from the.
Maybe you
Flaming
should just
fist
hold
lady.
on and wait for a message to come to it.
Probably. I'd hate to just be like, new stone, who dis?
No, I think it's better to like we know there's like a connection between the pirates and the flaming fist, and we know the name
Well,
of the
let's
lady.
just listen to it then. How about
But
that?
wouldn't we want to get paid from the pirates first before we start trouble?
Yeah, I think so.
I like
Let's
trouble.
like wait on it.
Maybe.
Wait till we get paid, then expose.
Yeah, I would
So-
just go passive on that.
A couple of things here. I think the name you're looking for is Liara Portier.
Okay, Liar.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, to add an addendum to that, you are aware she is quite a figure of power. Not only is she leading the Flaming Fist here, but she is also related to Duke Ulder Ravengard, who is one of the leaders of Waterdeep. This is quite a well-known thing. She is
Oh, this
relatively
is a scandal.
famous for her position.
Yeah.
So it could be
Mask
a
Lord.
scandal, yeah. Another thing to note is that while the Flaming Fist are guards for Portney and Zaru, the reward for the pirates was coming from the merchant princes pooling together money to fix their trade route that is getting plundered.
Yeah, makes sense.
No, so it's basically it won't hurt us if we.
So we got more money coming to us when we get back to Port Ne and
No,
Zaru, right?
I think we should keep this
Yes,
like a
we
secret.
do.
Yeah.
I feel like for
Ooh.
now, let's keep this
I'm
under
just saying,
wraps, and
if-
like
Cool.
once we get back, maybe
If I'm
in,
right.
like a safer spot.
Hold on to it
Blake-
though. You might get a
blackmail is
you
very
might get a
good.
message. You might get a message.
Yeah, I'll keep it on me. I like sending stones.
Yeah.
All right, that is true. So as you head back to your ship, leaving the wreck of the Star Goddess behind, and heading towards the Temple of Oralunga, it's going to be another hard day's travel up the river, and the rain pours down at this point. You guys, anyone above, anyone exposed to the open sky is just kind of soaked to the bone instantly as the jungle kind of lives up to its name of just being extremely, even though it's raining, it's still quite hot and humid. Moving into the forest here, I mean, the life of the jungle is quite wild out here. Not to say that it's tame in any other places, but it is free of the undead influence for the most part. So the creatures and plants the creatures and plants have really thrived, and it's pretty Jurassic out here. Eventually, you do start to see rising up out of the distance. In fact, I had a custom map. Let me just grab that from my other campaign with my transmogrify quickly. You do see a zigurat begin to peek through gaps in the foliage as you progress. What is this? Oralunga.
Do you think something serious is gonna happen?
Only death. No,
Ah, screw that. I ain't dying.
didn't say you would die.
Mm.
Just want to see this map.
Who do you think the weak link is? If any one of us were to get zapped, who do you think it would be? Betting pool.
It'll be
I mean,
me.
Deadpool.
Let's go.
Could be.
Nah.
You're on the list.
Wait, which list? Wait, what?
The Deadpool.
Alex is pretty confident of himself, even if it's not fully warranted. It's like, it's not me, that's for sure.
What do you think you stand on the list?
I'm the last person that's gonna die. I'm gonna stand in the back.
With how you're shooting everything, maybe you're not on top of the list, but you're like, if there was like
In the middle.
associated, no, but if there was like associated like a reason for death, it would be Cinder. Like with how you're shooting
but you see, the
everything.
difference is it would be other people dying, not me.
Well, someday it could be.
It might be my fault. That may be true, but
Well, after one dies,
I'll probably
maybe.
abscond from the danger. Worst comes to worst, I'll just fly away.
So,
And
do
then
you,
a flying creature.
do you see the location? Is it loading for you guys?
Yep.
Okay.
That's huge.
Still blurry.
Yeah, it'll hopefully sharpen up soon, but as you approach, this massive brick and stone ziggurat rises from the jungle. There are two staircases that angle up and across from the front face. You can see one from the right, one from the left. They meet at a landing on the second level, about 30 feet up. And you can see it's tiered. 1, 2, 3, and then this smaller structure on the top that you can see has openings to enter into it. The jungle encroaches it completely right up and onto this ancient structure. You can see the first flight of steps are choked with creepers, tree roots, as well as flowering vines. It might have been surrounded by a city long ago, but the jungle is so dense at this point that it would take hours of searching to find buried foundations and tumbled stones. The whole shrine, as I imagine you guys disembark from the river to head over, you can see is adorned with symbols of a labyrinth. Which I think you guys know at this point to be the symbol of Uptau.
Oh yeah. We had a good friend of Uptau in the party.
Okay. Well, I guess so. We're starting off in this little camp here in the lower right, I believe.
Correct?
Unpack the boot so I can put it back in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Folds up nice and
Well,
easy.
in my backpack.
Is there a little? Is
Yes.
this bridge? Do we have to cross it? Do we have
No.
to cross this bridge here?
You arrived on the river, but you're fine.
Yeah. Tell me, is there anything interesting about this bridge at all? Anything under it? Anything...
I mean,
Any
You
trolls
say
under the
huge
bridge?
ziggurat.
it would probably
You say huge ziggurat. Can you tell me about this bridge?
Well, we're right next to the bridge right now. I mean,
it's a marvel that it stood so
Let me
long,
pull
and it
that.
looks to have mostly been reclaimed by the jungle. There's a thin path that you could probably move by on foot, although it would be quite harrowing to do so. It looks like its structure is failing. It looks
Is
pretty
this
utilitarian.
camp really here?
That's our camp.
Is it our camp or is that just a camp, an
That
abandoned camp?
camp is there, in fact. Not as... I'm not sure what all these little orange things are. I think they're many bedrolls. It's not indicative of a large group of people here. There aren't that many bedrolls, but there is a fire
That's like
that's been
7
put
now.
out, but it's been recently put out.
Okay, check that out.
Yeah, there have been people here, and there still may be people here around then.
Investigating that
Investigation, survival,
Oh.
perception.
I'll help invest. I'll also investigate.
Sure.
Bam, bam, bam.
Nope.
Nice.
What? I
17's
got
pretty
plus
good.
7. I got an 11. Man.
3 success.
7-Eleven.
So Nikita, what you gather from looking around the campsite here, it's most likely, I mean, it's probably more than one person, but not a large group. You would guess at about 2 or 3. From the little bit of footprints you see coming in and out, it looks like they have moved towards the ziggurats, or they moved back from the ziggurats. There's tracks going both from the jungle to here and from here across the bridge, effectively.
I'll relay that to the party.
Okay.
Is this the river along the river Ocean Star? Or is it a different one?
No, this is a tributary of the River Taff.
Okay.
Don't believe they're connected.
So they left nothing but their bedrolls, basically.
Correct. And there's a couple of rations strewn about. No personal effects, really. It looks like they've taken most of the things with them.
How fresh is the food? You said like this place is just the fire is still smoldering.
It is not smoldering, but the slightest bit of warmth indicates that it is most likely from today, possibly this morning. And it's it's around midday at this point.
Several hours old. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, if they didn't put that out, they could have been going for a while. Well, guess check out the ziggurat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, and as you move towards the ziggurat, you do hear the sounds of voices. Talking. A single
Like
person.
whispers?
No, quite loud, not bothering to be quiet. They probably believe themselves to be alone, but they seem to be descending the ziggurat. You can hear,
Oh, like people?
gracious Dragonbait, I didn't think we'd hear exactly what we heard here today, but they seem to be discussing some prior events, and you can hear them go on. These blasted vines refuse to let us go, it seems. There's hacking and slashing coming from this lower set of stairs, which is completely covered in vines, contrary to what this map shows.
Those are the dragon bait.
Sounds like people.
That name.
What? Dragon bait?
Yes. We were
What about it?
supposed to find
They
a relative.
young lady, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Their companion was called Dragon Bait.
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say too.
What do you mean there's
So
people
weird.
there? You kind of hear him call out. And they kind of keep quiet, and you see there's this rustle eventually breaking out into the open, looking around slightly more wary. First of all, a strange reptilian creature.
Oh.
And secondly,
Dragon.
another figure. If it will let me open his handout. With short-cut brown hair, a beard, fairly average-looking human. Oh,
He's
people.
cute.
Not very often that Oralunga gets visitors. Let's introduce ourselves, Dragonbait. Stop being like that. And you can hear this in the distance. There's like a click and a whistle from the creature as it nods, but doesn't resheath its weapon. As they look over, you hear him raise. You see him raise a hand. Hello there, friend or foe?
Friend?
He nods. There, you see. I told you. And quite confidently, he sheaths his weapon as he strides
Okay.
towards you.
Yeah, I walk up.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name is Artis. We came traveling, my friend and I, seeking some information here. We heard that there was an oracle of sorts living at the top of the ziggurat here, Oralunga, and yourselves.
Did you find anything?
I believe you look familiar, some of you. We met in the town once, probably. What did you say?
Yeah, we were looking for the Oracle ourselves to try and get some information about this whole death curse thing. Did you find her? Him? Her?
I did.
The Oracle?
Her,
Yeah.
yes. beautiful
became of it?
spirit Naga. She resides at the top of the temple.
Well, what did she say about the death curse? I assume that's what you asked her about.
Not particularly.
I'll
He
interject.
looks-
Do you know a girl with a pseudo dragon? Cutting to the point.
Can't say. No. Small little creature, like a scorpion tail. Maybe.
You don't know a girl with that? Well,
You
I'll
know,
start with.
I've been traveling around for quite a while, but I've been on Schult for even longer at this point, it feels like. To answer your question, friend, he looks towards Cinder. I wasn't specifically asking about the death curse. I did have my own reasoning for visiting.
Oh,
But you certainly could if you had the mind to.
definitely. It seems to be the biggest global
Yes.
disaster that seems to be happening at the moment.
Does the name Zandala mean anything to you?
He thinks hard for a moment. I'm sorry, I can't say it does. Should it?
We encountered her at the salted shore, looking for you, I believe. A daughter? Looking for her father. Long gone missing.
He grimaces a little bit. I'm afraid, looking for me for all the wrong reasons. She is no blood of mine. I seem to have attracted quite a following in my recent years. I just try to keep to myself mostly. I would appreciate if you kept our meeting here to yourselves.
Interesting, because she did offer a reward for finding you, bringing you back alive.
Well, I can offer you no larger reward for opposing her wishes. I promise you, trying to bring me back alive will be disastrous for you. He seems quite confident.
Would you prefer a body instead?
There's kind of instant shift in temperature as Dragonbait kind of tightens his grip. Calm yourself, Dragonbait. Holds his hand out to the side. We seek no dangers here, and I would not have you hand my body over to a bounty hunter. If you wanted to dispute this fact, then we would have problems.
We're taking
Trace
him
kind of
out?
looks. Trace kind of looks at the rest of the group about this situation.
Well, a
Mm.
bounty's a bounty.
He did say alive, right?
I promise you none of you would leave this encounter alive. You see him flick out a dagger into his hand. You're not really sure how it got there, but he is rather prepared.
Seems cool. I don't want to fight him.
Okay. Hold on. We're not going to go come to blows over this.
I'm next to the zigurat. I'm examining it. It's huge. It's cool.
Well, at this
Yeah,
point,
put that away.
At this point, we are going to be calling today's session. You can take the week to think if you have any questions for this strange figure. Definitely off to a bad start, at least. But yeah, the ziggurat behind you, and it looks like maybe you will get some answers from it. Yeah. But thanks.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
the very
See you
least. I'm Dragon.
Yes, thanks.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys,
you.
and I'll see you next week.